Hi, we're Retirement Dreams to Reality. I'm Keely, this is Bruce, and in today's video we are going to review the different cruise lines that we've been on by category, and we're also going to make a decision about which is our favourite cruise line and explain why. So now we're going to talk about cabins. Now, if you've seen any of our previous videos, you'll know that we always do inside cabins now. That's just what we do. And you may be surprised that the one that we absolutely love doesn't come top in this one. So I would say, Royal Caribbean, because we mainly go Oasis class, do a different range of cabins that you don't always get on the other ships. So you can have an inside balcony with Royal Caribbean. Now, we haven't done an inside balcony before. You can get a balcony that is either overlooking the boardwalk or overlooking Central Park, as well as a sea outside balcony. But in terms of the cabins themselves, we're just going to compare inside cabins because that's what we do. So I would say that they're all pretty much of a muchness. We'll talk about Royal Caribbean cabins first, and we're only going to compare inside cabins because that's the only ones that we've done. But what we like about the Royal Caribbean cabins is that they're generally quite modern, aren't they? Because we go on Oasis class, they're not really old ships, I don't think, and if they are, they've been refurbed. So we like the modernness of the inside cabins. They generally seem okay with PowerPoints, don't they?
Yeah, they could always have more. I think that's one of the bugbears for all cabins, though. I don't think there's ever enough PowerPoints, but they were okay, actually.
Yeah, we generally have a decent amount of PowerPoints. Bathrooms?
Bathrooms really nice. Good shower.
We've always had a screen.
Yeah. And the showers are really powerful.
Yeah.
The stuff they supply for you, the soaps and shampoos, are really nice. So there's no real bugbear, nothing to complain about the bathrooms. So bathrooms are decent size as well. Yeah,
and the storage, you've got a decent amount of wardrobe space.
Yeah.
Generally, we like the inside cabin on Royal Caribbean.
And we've had one with a porthole, we've had one.
Yeah,
so we much for muchness, really.
Yeah, we like the Royal Caribbean inside cabins.
P&O one though.
P&O.
Thought it was better.
P&O inside cabin have a dressing room area.
Yeah, and we noticed that on the staycation.
It had it on the Britannia,
and we weren't expecting it.
It had it on Azura.
Yeah,
it's an absolutely lovely little layout.
Yeah, and I know this is a British thing, but we got a kettle, and we got tea bags, and we got biscuits, and that little extra was really nice.
So, the rest of the cabin was pretty much of a muchness with Royal Caribbean.
Very similar.
In terms of PowerPoints, the bathroom.
I think the PowerPoints were worse in P&O though. I think there was more PowerPoints in the Royal Caribbean.
But that's a more modern ship, isn't
it? But we could only if you remember, we could only plug our stuff in under the mirror. We were really stuck, weren't we?
Yeah.
So I'd say that was a negative.
But Cunard was just as bad.
We'll come on to that in a bit.
I think the dressing. So the rest of the cabin is pretty similar. The bathroom. We did have a shower curtain.
Yeah.
But it was still a really good shower.
It was, yeah.
We were really
surprised. People moaned about the bathrooms, didn't they? So they were a bit dated. But actually, we thought they were good.
I just thought it was a really good shower.
I think the problem between the P&O and the Royal Caribbean is that if you remember, in the Royal Caribbean one, we had a sofa.
Yeah.
Which is a nice little addition, but I think because you have that sofa, then you give up the space in the room, don't you?
Yeah.
So it feels a bit more cramped. Whereas I don't think it depends on the people. Like I say, we don't intend to spend a lot of time in the cabin, so we didn't really take advantage of the sofa, did we? We just ended up putting our suitcases on the sofa, which is just pointless. So I think it's worth sacrificing that sofa to get more space in your room. Yeah,
that dressing area for P&O is a game changer for us.
Amazing,
and
really
it's right
good.
Next to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's
and
out
you've
the
got
way.
the mirror straight facing.
Yeah, it's lovely,
and it means all of your clothes.
Yeah,
you can throw all of your clothes on the floor if you want in the dressing area, and you can't see them in the rest of the room.
So yeah, that's that. So about Cunard.
Cunard, it was very similar to Royal Caribbean in terms of the storage, the bathroom. It was a really nice. It's dated, obviously. Queen Mary 2 is dated, but the bathroom had a big shower. It had a shower the length of the actual bathroom, and the thing with the Cunard was PowerPoints. We had to lift the mattress up, unplug one of the lamps so that we'd got a PowerPoint that we could plug all our devices and phones and all sorts of things.
And you'd think as well, you've got 3
while we
people
were
staying
there.
in that room.
Yeah.
You think you'd have more.
So we've got one where we could plug our hair things, so our
Hair dryer.
straighteners and dryers and things. And then, so that meant that one had gone, because obviously 3 women, you're going to be using that a lot. So we literally had to unplug the bedside lamp to plug in the devices. I mean, we're only on it for 4 days, but yeah, if they're one of those one of those cruise lines that don't let you take something where you can do like a little
multi-socket
extension,
pocket thing,
you need an extension really, because to lift up the mattress and have to unplug a device to put your device in is not what you expect. But in terms of, it had a nice little seat at the end of the beds. Not the sofa, well, you didn't want the sofa because it would have taken up the room, but just a nice little seating area which was useful with 3 adults. So yeah, I would say the Cunard cabin was similar-ish minus the decent PowerPoint. So if we're going to rate them, how are we going to rate them?
P&O's number 1.
P&O's number 1.
And again, like we spoke about before, whereas we said with Royal Caribbean that the entertainment was a plus a big jump up. In my opinion, I think the P&O cabin was massively a jump up
because of the dressing room design.
Yeah, it just.
For me, and probably for you because you've not seen it, then Royal Caribbean will be the 2.
Yeah.
Just because they're slightly bigger, they're more modern. And
Cunard
would be the 3.
Yeah.
But it was still a really nice cabin.
Yeah, I mean, this
not
is the thing,
negative.
they're all good, they're all
Yeah.
much of a muchness,
Yeah.
they're all, we treat it as somewhere to lie your head and just chill and have a, like I say, a bit of a break, but if you had to split them...
The Cunard cabin must have been okay because we had
Room
about
service.
5 meals in there.
Yeah, so actually, you think of it that way.
We virtually had
Yeah.
a PJ day where from about 3 o'clock we didn't leave the cabin.
Yeah, so there you go, it can't be that bad, can it?
So it can't be that bad, can it?
Yeah, so that's good. So that's then in terms of that one.
That's that one.
So, yeah, we've kind of got the last few things now, haven't we?
Finally, really, we're going to do the costs.
Quite a big one, quite a one that a lot of people want to know about is cost, because obviously that's one of the biggest things that you factor in when you're booking anything, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is cost. Should we start with Cunard first? Do you want to talk about cost?
Cunard, people think of it as an expensive cruise line, I think. A lot of the transatlantics are anything from £800 to sort of £1,300-1,400, depending on when you go. But because we did a 4-day staycation, I mentioned this in a previous video, for 3 adults, it came to less than £900. Now, 3 adults, £900 for 4 nights on a Cunard ship is amazing, I think. And don't get me wrong, I don't think even some of the other ships you would get that. So in terms of cost, yes, if you're doing a transatlantic, it's possibly quite expensive. It has limited itineraries and some of the itineraries are more expensive. But if you shop around and you want that cruise line experience, you can get a good price like we did to experience the Queen.
And if you think about the fact that you got the afternoon, that little extras, didn't you? We are going to talk about extras as well, but with your Cunard, you got the afternoon tea thing was massive and it was free.
And the free rooms.
I know it's really hard to get booked onto. But...
And even on the cheapy cabin, we got slippers.
Yeah, actually, we'll talk about the extras in a bit.
We got slippers and a half bottle of champagne fizzy stuff.
Yeah, so that's quite nice, isn't it? Little things.
So in terms of cost, it's definitely not extortionate. Yeah. It's definitely not unacceptable.
No,
but I wouldn't describe it as cheap. No. Although our staycation, our 4-day short break was cheap. Yeah, definitely.
So. P&O, really good value.
Yeah.
But again, everybody already knows that. There's no surprise. Yeah. That's the reason that you book a P&O cruise.
Yeah.
Because you know you're getting good value for your money.
It's good value whether you're doing the Mediterranean, whether you're leaving from the UK.
Yeah.
Last year, my sister flew from England to Barbados, did 14 days around Barbados and then flew home. And I think it was £1,400 per person.
Yeah. which is
You can pay £1,000 for a flight.
yeah. So really good
So
value.
the value there
Yeah.
is it's out of this world. Our staycation during COVID,
Oh, it was ridiculous.
it was £299 with £50 on
On
board
board
credit per
credit,
person. So it ended up costing us. I think it ended
Yeah.
up costing us like £600 with £100
The
spending
caveat
money.
with that is the fact that I think it was just after COVID, so I think they were trying to get people back on.
But I
cruises,
still
weren't
think
they?
you can get 4 days for £300-400.
Yeah,
So
it is really good value.
P&O is really good value, and they
And-
have a huge.
Yeah,
They have loads of different, not huge, but they have lots of different itineraries,
yeah,
but not that many ships.
no,
Because we were looking at another Mediterranean itinerary, but you've got to go on Insurance.
yeah. I wanted to try a different ship.
I wanted
didn't
to
we?
try a different ship.
Yeah, but you
So-
are limited on your choice.
But in terms of cost,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Really good.
it
good
can be
value.
beaten with
Yeah.
things like MSC and Costa and Ambassador, I think.
Yeah.
But really good value.
Yeah. Definitely.
Please remember, if you're enjoying this video, or even if you're not, please help by liking and subscribing. Like and subscribe. I need to say. Royal Caribbean,
Yeah, the most expensive.
especially for Oasis class.
Yeah, I mean
We've had some bargains,
yeah, definitely.
but we've had some expensive ones.
Yeah, which cost quite a lot of money.
I just said my sister paid £1,400, including flights and 14 days.
yeah,
We've paid over £1,000 just for 7 days cruise,
yeah.
not counting any
I think
flights or anything.
our problem with the Royal Caribbean is the fact that we have to get a flight from the UK to America
Yeah,
in order to get. Although some do go from Southampton, don't they?
not many though.
And they tend to do the fjords, don't they? They don't necessarily do.
There is a bit of a European one, but
Yeah,
not.
the itinerary's not as good, is it?
No.
So if we want to do the really good all singing or dancing itineraries, then we need to go to America to do it. So already we're having to figure in and factor in the cost of a flight.
Yeah,
So that kind of if you took the cruise itself in terms of face value, in terms of how much it cost for the cruise, it wouldn't be too bad, would it? It's still one of the most expensive.
it is the most expensive.
But it wouldn't be as much of a hit for us, would it? In terms
if
of
we're already in America,
oh yeah, this is what we always said, didn't we?
if you're already in America, you can do 3, 4, 5 nights for a few
absolutely
£100.
nothing. Yeah, we've seen the offers you can do, and the fact again because we're teachers, so we're restricted by when we can and can't go. So we have to go school holidays. Again, that are kind of all factors in, so it kind of makes it more expensive.
But if you're just taking the baseline face value cost, Royal
Yeah.
Caribbean's the most expensive out of the three.
yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
in terms of ranking them,
P&O's got to be number one.
yeah,
P&O's got to be number
in
one.
terms
for
of cost, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
P&O's
wouldn't
number
make
one.
that. I wouldn't use that to influence my choice.
But we did last summer.
We did, yeah. Because we could do so much more with that £1,000 that we didn't have to pay for a flight.
And we decided we wanted a cheaper year. And we got a cheaper year.
Yeah, and we still got a really good experience. So,
P&O number one.
Yeah,
Cunard probably number two in terms of cost,
yeah.
being from the UK.
But again, if you've got to look at the same itineraries, haven't you? You're struggling. You've got to compare.
you can't
like
compare. You can't really
It's hard,
compare
isn't
P&O
it?
Cunard costs
Yeah.
to itineraries to Royal Caribbean. So, but in terms of costs, Royal Caribbean will be third.
So we haven't really spoken about it, but as a bit of a bonus to
Yeah.
this is the extras. So you don't really tend to figure these things in when you're booking a cruise, do you?
No.
So if we start with P&O, one of the biggest extras, which was amazing, and this is a bit sad, is the fact that you got free laundry service.
Laundrette. I was absolutely buzzing about the free laundrette.
Yeah.
And you 100% do not get that on Royal Caribbean.
No, you don't. Not on any other.
Although you do get it on Cunard.
Yeah, which we didn't know either, did we?
I didn't know. I was only on there 4 days.
Which does make a difference.
I wasn't doing my washing for 4 days, but I was doing my washing when I was on there for 14
days. And I think
days.
that does give me a little bit of hesitancy about when we're doing the kind of relocation. I still don't get it right. Is it called a relocation?
Relocation, repositioning, either.
Repositioning.
Yeah.
If you've got how are we getting around that situation, we're not sure about. If you're on there for nearly a month, how are you sorting that situation out? Because we've seen some people that have gone on these cruises, and oh my god, when you see their cabin and how they've kitted it out with all their stuff, it's crazy.
You're talking about the round the world.
It's like what's the word? What's that condition? storers, not
You're not talking about
hoarders.
Hoarders.
It looks like a hoarder's room. It really does. It looks like a hoarder's room, and that scares the life out of me. So I think if you've got free facilities in terms of laundry and stuff like that, you can take less, and that sounds amazing. But we'll see how that goes. But that's definitely a good one.
Yeah, it probably is. If we're looking at repositioning cruises, we probably do need to see if there's ones with a laundrette.
Any other extras you want to talk
Well,
about?
Cunard, they've got the laundrette again, which is a
Yeah.
lovely little extra. But an absolute bizarre thing, Queen Mary 2's got some kennels.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a beautiful, beautiful photo of Elizabeth Taylor and her dogs. So Elizabeth Taylor was one of the famous people to take her dogs across the Atlantic.
Yeah.
So yeah, if ever you are wanting to go to America, or if America can come to England and you want to bring your dog, then
Definitely, that's a big
that's
extra,
a really
isn't it?
weird
I don't
extra.
think any other cruise does that, do
but
they?
they get booked up about a year in advance, I've been
it's
told.
quite tough to get on.
Yeah. So the extras for Royal Caribbean are sort of the obvious ones, really. The ones that we absolutely love: Boardwalk and Central Park.
Yeah, and Flow Rider,
Flow Rider, the slides that go from the top to the bottom.
Climbing Wall,
The
the ice rink,
golf.
the theatre inside and outside.
Yeah, but a lot of them have got theatres inside and out.
But for me, the difference between the theatre and Royal Caribbean and the theatre and P&O was that it was quite kind of a much smaller, more basic. The picture quality was nowhere near on the same standard.
Oh, you mean the cinema?
Yeah, the outside one
Yeah.
was absolutely amazing. We watched Guardians of the Galaxy on it, and it was like amazing. So
See, the actual theatre, Cunard Theatre was lovely. But in terms of extras, the Oasis class has loads, doesn't it?
yeah, it's one of the definitely got more than the others.
And a real extra for us is the private islands.
Yeah, actually, there's an extra. Yeah, you don't think of that, do you?
Labadee and Coco Cay.
Yeah, they're just.
And the fact that the whole ship comes off, you don't pay for your food.
Yeah.
You do anything that you get free on ship, you get free in Labadee and Coco Cay.
They're a massive bonus. I know we said that Royal Caribbean was the more expensive, but actually, if you figure in the fact that you're going on private islands.
Well, when we went to Kefalonia with P&O as Euro, it was €40 for a bed.
Yes.
For the day.
That's true.
And then we don't drink, so we just bought whatever we bought, drinks.
Yeah.
From the bar.
Yeah.
Well,
you could easily spend €200-300 easily.
Well, depends how much you drink.
Yeah.
But on Labadee, the beds and obviously that is free.
It's all part of it.
And the soda and the food is free.
Yeah, they're a massive bonus.
Yeah. So I think that's it really for the extras.
In terms of the extras, what would you say would be if you had to rank extras?
It's got to be the Oasis class Royal Caribbean,
it
hasn't
speaks
it?
for itself, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of definitely.
So that's it. I think we haven't covered absolutely every single category.
No, we've kind of covered what we thought was probably important.
We've covered categories that we think are important to us.
Yeah.
It's really hard because I loved the cruise liner. I absolutely loved Queen Mary 2.
Because you said to me when you came off it, you came off with it quite a positive vibe.
It's lovely.
And you said to me you would love going on that ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a number 3. I think P&O and for me P&O and Cunard are number 2.
Yeah.
But Royal Caribbean's number 1.
I think and I think the Cunard and the P&O are very similar. But like I say, in terms of itinerary, like I say, if you break them up, I think if I really had to choose, I'd probably choose P&O because of the itinerary.
Yeah.
Because
they're European. We still want to do Croatia and is it Kotar and Dubrovnik, and we want to do that sort of itinerary.
And I think
as
you are limited by your Cunard destinations, aren't you?
Yeah, they don't.
So I think that would kind of put me off a little bit. So if I did my main holiday, I'd quite happily go on a Cunard for a few days as a bit of a break.
I would love me and you.
If it was my main summer holiday, I'd probably choose between P&O and Royal Caribbean, or maybe one of the other ones like MSC or Virgin or the other ones.
When we're retired, I would love me and you to do a short break on Queen Mary 2 because I think we'd love it.
And then, like I say, there are other ones, aren't there, that you can try.
But,
for my number 1 obviously is going to be Royal Caribbean.
And mine too.
Yeah.
However, we didn't book it last year.
No.
and we haven't booked it for next year.
Yeah.
And we haven't booked it for Christmas.
Yeah, because we've got to figure in, and like I say, one of the biggest topics is cost.
Yeah.
We've got to figure in cost.
And we want to try out all the
We do,
cruise
yeah,
lines.
we do want to try the different ones.
I really want to try MSC.
Yeah.
We're already doing Virgin Voyages. I'd like to try Princess. I'd like to try Carnival, Celebrity.
Although saying that, your cousin's just said, and she's been on Celebrity and MSC, and she's been on Royal Caribbean, and she's been on P&O, and she's saying in 2026
she wants
we need
to
go back to
on
Royal Caribbean. So
I don't think she's been on MSC.
yeah,
she's been on virtually all the others.
Yeah, so we'll see. But no, it's definitely one. If it was on our doorstep, we would 100% be doing Royal Caribbean.
And if money was no object at all.
Money was no object. But we're glad we found out that P&O is actually something we can do.
But
which is really good. But obviously, number one is Royal Caribbean. But
our next biggie that we book hopefully will be Royal Caribbean in 2026. But we shall see.
Yeah, definitely.
Watch this space. That's Retirement Dreams to Reality. Keely and Bruce. And thanks for watching. Hope it's been useful. And remember, like and subscribe.